There's many different ways in which one can start their seeds early on indoors in order to get a jump start on the growing season, moving them outside at the appropriate time for your particular location. Now, the reasons why we choose never to use peat pellets, the expandable peat moss pellets, now is a couple of reasons. Now, in the past, we have used these. These are a very good, quick, easy way in order to get vegetables and flowers, for that matter, to germinate. The downside in which using these, this is the smaller version, you can get the 3, I think there's a 4-inch height and larger diameter peat pellets, but the disadvantage is a couple of fold. One, this is just peat moss in here. There's no nutrient value whatsoever. So the problem that people face is you start your seed in this, you got a whole tray of 72 of them. They look great, everything's going good. Until about 3 to 4 weeks into the growing cycle, then they all start kind of going downhill. The reason being is they've used up all the nutrients in that seed coat that nature has provided for it. And then as the roots expand out, they're looking for nutrients, and the peat pellet does not provide any of that. So you have to supplement with an organic or inorganic fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, and water it to the plants, water for the plants to pick up. The other problem is, at some point then you're going to have to move them into a larger container because they just can't sit, like for tomatoes, 8 weeks in this, supplementing feeding. You have to move them into a larger container that's got soil. So you're moving them a second time. Thirdly, some people choose not to transplant them over. They try to keep them alive until they can take them out in the garden. And the manufacturer recommendation for a peat pellet is this is a biodegradable netting around the peat pellet itself. However, they forget to inform you of what decade it takes for that netting to decompose, because it does not break down over the current growing season, and it can inhibit the root development and expansion in the soil after you've planted it. So if you do choose to use peat pellets, at the time of planting, rip the netting off and then plant that root ball in the ground, removing the netting. So a couple of reasons why we choose not to use the peat pellet, but we choose to either start multiple seeds in a party cup and then thin them out over into a root maker tray, or directly start them into a tray so they have their individual home and there's enough soil mass in the tray to sustain them over the course of the starting and growth cycle until you're ready to take them outside.
For more information, please visit thewisconsinvegetablegardener.com.